guys, it's a Sunday, and of course I was wondering what it is I'm going to talk to you guys about this week, and I couldn't help but just continue where we ended from last time. I mean, in the past 2 weeks we had spoken about greatness and how humility is not poverty. Then we talked about how you don't need to limit yourself as a Christian. You have a grace advantage. And then last week we had visited a farm, and we were just talking about how as the youth is farming the ideal way to go. And this week I had a very interesting experience because after I graduated in 2019 July of 2019, I was just in this place where, like many of us, when we graduate, we are looking for something to do. We're like, I need to get employed. And you're just in that place where you are looking for a way out. You want a job as soon as possible. You want to start making money. I was in that place as well, and I was wondering, like, God, how am I gonna make this money? I mean, I just graduated. I don't know if any company is gonna take me, but something interesting happened. There was something that I love to do. I'm a mechanical engineer, and in mechanical engineering and civil engineering and architecture, there's something called AutoCAD that we learn, and I really loved AutoCAD. I loved drawing, I loved doing designs and all of that. And so when I got back, I was like, what is it am I going to do that can help me earn money? And what is it that, what do I really have that can help me earn money? And I remember I went to a conference, Bread of Life in Dollar, Reverend George Chanda had spoken about how use what you have to make money. And I looked at myself, I'm like, what is this man talking about? I don't have the money. All I have is my brains, my school, my degree, and that's it. But what could I possibly do? And he just opened my eyes to something, because then I realized, like, I love using AutoCAD. I could do something with it, and I started looking around, like, what would people need? And I remember within that period, a lot of people wanted to build houses, so they were looking for somebody to design houses for them. And I said, you know what, I'm good at AutoCAD, but I'm not good at doing houses, because I had never done architecture or civil engineering. We design machine parts, we design machinery, we design things to do with machines, not houses. So it was a bit of a non-starter on my part, because I was like, this is what I could possibly use, but who would want me to design them a gear or a machine part? So it was a bit difficult on my part. But then I met an engineer at church, and he was good at AutoCAD, and I asked him if he could teach me how to do the house designs. And we worked together, and we started doing the house designs, and I started doing something. I started making myself busy as a graduate. I started making some money doing house designs for people. And my first client was actually the Reverend himself. After he preached that, he had called me to ask, what did you learn? And I told him about it, and he said, what are you going to do different? And I looked at myself, I told him about the house designs, and he was like, you know what? I support that. In fact, I'll be your first client. And I actually designed a farmhouse for him. Please don't get lost. There's a moral of the story. I'm getting somewhere. So I did the house design, and I actually forgot about it. Because, when you actually get a job later on, you kind of, stop doing the little things you were doing, because, you now have a job, you're employed. Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to do that? So it was the same for me. I kind of packed the design after I actually got a job. And just this week, he actually texted me and sent me the house itself. He sent me a picture of the house I had designed, and it just made me realize how sometimes we don't realize how blessed we are. We don't realize the talents and the gifts that we have, and because we had just used them during a certain season of our lives, we pack them and forget about them, not realizing that that could be what could push you to be great. So what am I trying to say this week? This week, I just want to provoke somebody. Maybe you're waiting to get employed. Maybe what you're doing doesn't really excite you, but there was that one thing that you can do very well. There was that one thing you once did. It brought excitement in your life. It earned you some money, and then you got busy, but you had packed it somewhere. I just want to encourage somebody to just go out there, look for that one thing. Maybe you can draw, start doing some art. Now there are modern houses now. People are not having traditional houses. They want some art, or, these pieces in their houses. You could do art, draw something, paint something, sell those art pieces. I have a friend who's very good with wood and that small drilling machine, and he makes these pieces. He goes into the bush, cuts some wood, does up these little nice house pieces. He does tables, he does frames, he does a lot of things, and he sells those pieces. So maybe like you guys, like these guys that I've given an example of, there is something that you can do. I want to encourage you, just like the Reverend encouraged me. Look for something you have or something that you can do, and use that to make yourself great. Use that to make you some money, and I promise it's gonna pay in the end. So this week, just just do what I've said. I promise it'll help you. So for myself, I'm getting back to designing houses just like I did in 2019. I'm not going to throw that away because I know that after seeing the house brought to life, it brought a lot of excitement in my life. So look for what you can do. Get back to, I don't know if it's tailoring, it's sewing, it's painting, it's playing, doing a certain sport. It could be makeup. It could be, doing people's hair. It could be taking haircuts. They look very small, but I can assure you, if you can be consistent, if you can perfect the skill, you can earn a lot of money from it. You can become great out of it. You can make wealth out of it. So be consistent, be diligent, and don't forget to pray about it. We love you. Have a beautiful week. All right, thank you.